thinking? You look like a bruised banana.
1,000-pound sisters. Lastly, the authorities have detained Amy and Tammy, two 1,000-pound chicks, and charged them with money laundering. They are currently incarcerated. The cops say the court will judge them, we can't release them, and you won't come here again, despite the fact that the entire family has gone to free them. When the news crashed into the Halterman family kitchen in Kentucky, the sun shone like a hot skillet on a burner. The police had detained Amy and Tammy, two sisters who were well known in the community for both their personality and their great stature, on suspicion of money laundering. Nobody could have imagined how ridiculous it was, but the police station made it quite evident. Both sisters are in custody on charges of financial fraud and money laundering. 1,000-pound sisters Amy, who insisted she never even knew how to use her phone's banking app, sobbed uncontrollably as she sat in the detention cell. But Tammy sat theatrical and angry, her arms crossed. "I didn't do any money laundering. I can't even wash my clothes," she screamed, trembling the bars of the prison. Although one of the cops coughed to conceal a giggle, the others maintained a straight expression. "Maybe they didn't understand," Amy murmured, sniffling. "Perhaps our names were used, similar to identity theft?" Tammy gave an eye roll. "Girl, our snack order is the only identity that someone steals from us." Marching to the rescue, the family panicked back home. When the news broke, Chris, the older brother with the endlessly sardonic humor, was the first to comment, "Is money being laundered by Amy and Tammy? They are unable to even wash their socks." He paced back and forth as he stated, "This has to be a fake." Amanda pounded her hands on the table. She was loud, fierce, and always prepared for a battle. "Right now, we're heading to that police station. Our sisters cannot be kept that way by them." Encouraged by Amanda's speech, the entire family loaded into two vans and drove directly to the jail because one van couldn't accommodate them all and their drama. In the police station, Amanda rushed inside the police station first when they arrived. "We demand the immediate release of our sisters," she yelled. Behind the desk, a composed officer gently raised his head. "What happens to them will be decided by the court, ma'am. We are unable to let them go." "You're not understanding." Caleb, Tammy's husband, gave a startled gasp. "My spouse lacks the financial literacy to handle money laundering. She still believes that PayPal is a cleaning solution." At that, even the police arched an eyebrow. Chris, more courteous than the others, took the lead. "We think there was a misunderstanding, sir." However, the officer's response was firm. "The case is now under court authority. They are not yours to take home. 1,000-pound sisters additionally, you are not permitted to return here." Silence fell. Amanda was astounded, too. Not permitted to go back? It was like a horrible cliffhanger in a TV drama. Inside the prison, Amy and Tammy, meantime, had already begun to take over behind bars. The inmates found them fascinating. While Tammy had managed to set up an unauthorized network of snack exchanges among prisoners, Amy was sharing heartfelt tales about her children. "Do you have any hot chips?" Like a queen of illicit munchies, she offered to swap you peanut butter cups. Incredulous, the jail staff watched. In less than a day, the sisters had established a reputation for themselves. Court day is nearing. The family was emotionally spent when they got home. They were aware that everything will be decided by the impending trial. Did the sisters get set up? Were they duped? Or did Tammy have a point when she said that they simply lacked the knowledge to commit financial crimes? Everybody pledged to support them. Amanda reached for a notebook. "We will fight intelligently if we must. Going forward, we will be detectives. They were set up by someone and we will find out." Chris let out a sigh. Fantastic. The mystery squad of the Slayton family. For the Slayton family, a new chapter had just begun as the sun sank over Kentucky. The date of the court was set. There were secrets to be revealed. 1,000-pound sisters. And whether they were guilty or not, Amy and Tammy were going to have to deal with the most difficult situation of their lives. But the world was unaware that Tammy Slayton and Amy Slayton, two of the most erratic, amusing, and incredibly charming sisters in the world, were going to be revealed when they were first shown on TLC. But no one witnessed the heartbreaking story that lay beneath every burp, giggle, and meltdown. This is the enlarged, deeper, and even more bizarre version of everything you missed in Season 1. We're gonna lose weight. "After dinner," declared Amy and Tammy as they sat on their couch surrounded by food. Last supper, but like the bonus version. Tammy whispered as she nodded while munching on cheesy breadsticks. The sisters pledged that this fabled feast would be the last one. However, they saw the meal delivery man's return as a sign from the cosmos that they needed cheesecake to start over when they forgot the dessert. Tammy found a new way to avoid exercise because she found it difficult to leave the house: poetic trash talking. She penned brief, angry poems about diets, such as, "Salads are green, roses are red, and if calories had feelings, they'd know they're just mean." Amy said, "Girl, we need to sell this and pay for surgery," as she laughed so hard that she spilled her protein drink. As a result, Tammy started writing poetry anonymously online under the handle FatButFancy34. Amy attempted to launch a YouTube cooking channel to share her healthy recipes. 1,000-pound sisters, regretfully, her initial dish consisted of 4 butter sticks, a balanced diet soda. She also referred to bacon as nature's multivitamin. Unintentionally, the video became viral, but it wasn't for inspiration. Instead, people mistook it for a spoof. Amy didn't mind. "Honey, views are views." At a clinic, the sisters made the decision to weigh themselves. As though it had given up on life, the scale beeped, flickered, and then froze. Tammy regarded it as if she were a villain in a film. "You big calculator, try me again." "Did the machine just shut down?" the nurse asked another nurse in a whisper. "Even technology can't handle this thick queen," Tammy retorted in a whisper. Tammy disclosed that she was in love. Chad was the man's name, but he only sent pictures of his neck and would always say, "Don't video call, my camera's allergic." 1,000 pounds sisters. Amy had a feeling there was a problem. After a week of research, she found out that Chad was, in fact, a fitness instructor attempting to experiment on the psychology of weight loss. Tammy's famous reaction when Amy told her was, "Girl, he better be experimenting on blocking me now." The gals made an effort to work out. Coach Mayberry, their trainer, forced them to cross the parking lot. "I think my soul just tried to escape," Tammy said after 5 minutes. Amy skipped squats by pretending to faint. The trainer didn't fall for it. "Amy, get up. Like a lousy actor, you pass out." "Okay, fine, but at least I gave drama, not sweat," Amy later acknowledged. "I'm scared to die before I live anything worth remembering," Tammy confessed one evening following a demanding day filled with unsuccessful workouts and heated disagreements. She never said this on video. "Then we live first," Amy whispered as she gave her a hard hug. "Everything else follows." For the first time, Tammy sobbed with hope rather than frustration. The sisters struck a new agreement before the season concluded. But one little triumph at a time, for a life they might love together. "Let's surprise the world by surviving," Tammy said as they toasted with water rather than soda. But Amy Slayton's comfortable Kentucky home was illuminated by the morning sun. Her newborn child, Gage Halterman, was turning 1 today, so it was a great day. For months, Amy had been preparing for this day. Having Gage seemed like a miracle after years of fighting weight, having trouble getting pregnant, and going through emotional ups and downs, so his first birthday had to be one to remember. Amy wanted everything to be flawless. Because Gage liked vibrant colors and always tried to roar like a newborn T-Rex when he was happy, she decided on a rainbow and dinosaur theme: 1,000-pound sisters. Her phone was constantly ringing with messages from relatives, and her kitchen counters were piled high with baking goods. Amy's sister Tammy, wearing a huge pink bow headband and lounging back in her recliner, made a video call to her. "Are you going to burn that cake like you did last time, or do you need help?" asked Tammy, Amy. "Silence. I'm looking for instructions on YouTube this time." Tammy gave a loud cackle. Despite her limited mobility, she was adamant on participating in the festivities. Amanda and Chris came early to assist with decorating. Chris had a box of streamer tape and no patience, while Amanda brought enormous dinosaur balloons. Amy yelled from the kitchen as Chris continued to become entangled in streamers. "Chris, stop wrapping yourself like a burrito," said Amy. "Well, I am a snack," said Chris. Even Gage, who was sitting on the floor and pounding toy dinosaurs like drums, giggled. The cake was intended to be a towering rainbow cake with 3 layers. However, Amy unintentionally added salt to the batter rather than sugar, her eyes wet as soon as she tasted it. "Why does it taste like soup?" asked Amy. Amanda arched an eyebrow. Chris gagged violently after tasting a tiny quantity, almost toppling over. Tammy dropped her phone during a video conversation because she was laughing so much. They all hurried to repair the catastrophe. At last, they decided to purchase one from a nearby bakery, which had buttercream scales and was formed like a thick green dinosaur. Chris, we'll hire a chef next time. 1,000-pound sisters. By the afternoon, the mansion had a mystical appearance. It looks like a carnival, with rainbow banners, dinosaur hats, colorful balloons, and confetti all over the place. Gifts were wrapped and brought by family friends. Each person tried to persuade Gage to blow out the candle in turn. However, he merely drooled and gazed at the flame with wide eyes. Tammy entered the room in her wheelchair, sporting a huge T-Rex costume headband, while they sang Happy Birthday. "I came to roar for my nephew," said Tammy. Gage let out a happy squeal. He was happier than anyone had seen him in the entire year. Amy allowed Gage to tear open a huge box because he was more interested in the wrapping paper than the presents. There was a stuffed dinosaur inside that was larger than he was. But Tammy's present, a little scrapbook called Our Little Miracle, moved Amy to tears. It included pictures from Gage's initial hospital stay, ultrasounds, and Amy's pregnancy. "When he grows up, so he knows how much he fought to be here," said Tammy. Amy gave her sister a tight hug while tears streamed down her face. Everyone saw Gage smash his little birthday cupcake outside as the evening came to a close. His hands, hair, eyebrows, and face were all covered with frosting. "That boy looks like a melted Smurf," said Chris. Everyone let up a shout of laughter. Amy glanced at her son as the sun sank. He was untidy, content, and healthy. She was proud of her family, herself, and the path that had led them to this point. But in Tammy Slayton's kitchen, the partially open shutters let in morning light. It wasn't just any day, though. It was her first actual cooking session with Nurse Lila Harper, her new personal nurse. With lights blazing and cameras humming, the production crew was already set up and ready to go. 1,000-pound sisters, Tammy gave an eye roll. With a half-serious, half-joking tone, she cautioned, "You better not put ugly angles on me today." Lila gave a little laugh. In her rose-pink scrubs, she seemed youthful, serene, and surprisingly fashionable. Compared to the other nurses Tammy had worked with, her pleasant assurance felt unique. "Tammy, don't worry. Today we'll